Have a look at that. Oh, it's screaming. That is unbelievable. Oh, nice fish. Well done. Oh, look at that. Not a bad size. Oh, mate.
Hi and welcome to Fishing WA. Today we've got another action-packed show lined up, so sit back and relax. Let's have a look. Once again, we loaded up the filming car and off we went. The plan was to stay overnight at Manilia with a nice barbecue dinner and an early wake up. My favourite. First light and we were back on the road again. This final stretch would take us to our destination Exmouth, which is located 1,260 kilometres north of Perth. After a quick trip into town to get boat fuel and supplies, we headed straight down to the marina. With the forecast looking pretty sweet, we were all keen to head off ASAP. Wilderness Island is located approximately 26 nautical miles east of Exmouth, which is about an hour boat ride. We're all very excited as none of us have been to Wilderness Island, which we have heard so much about. The fishing options are endless, including beach, boat, and in the many creek systems. Sunrise in paradise. It doesn't get much better. Looking out from your chalet, you truly understand just how remote and pristine this place really is. Jim and Kim have done a magnificent job in creating a high standard accommodation on a remote island. The many creeks are loaded with mangrove jacks. With Jim Olsen giving us some tips, we were quietly confident. With the forecast of strong winds today, I think we've picked the best option. Alright, now that wind is up, best thing about Wilderness Island, you can always find a cheeky spot to basically go fishing. So right now, it's howling from the southwest, which is the best time to go into the creek system, less sand flies. So there's a lot of different creeks around basically the Wilderness Island, to the north, to the south. There's no special spot. Basically on this high tide, we've come up as far as we can go to basically chase mangrove jack. And as the tide starts to run out, we'll work our way back slowly but slowly to all the best spots on that outgoing tide. So let's yibba yabba, I'm into it. Love the anticipation, especially when you first rock up to a spot, just to see if the fish are on the bite or not. Come on, just see that line moving a little bit in the water column. Hence you use high vis line. Take it, and
Oh,
on.
you're on.
Straight away.
Jesus,
Oh.
Ryan, that is good.
How was that, eh? Drop that bait right at that mangrove root, straight away, on ski.
That is a good, nice jack there, mate.
Look at that. Isn't it amazing? I was just thinking, well, the tide is nearly at its highest point, which is basically slack water. And normally these fish feed a little bit better, normally on the outgoing tide, but straight away.
That is nice.
Look at that, mangrove jack, and then look at those teeth. Pin teeth for grabbing any bait fish that comes in and around the mangroves. And in this case, a bit of peeled prawn. Nice fish, mate.
That's definitely a nice one, mate.
There you go, certainly wanted that prawn, woofed it right down. So I've actually gently pulled out the hooks, and what I'm going to do now basically is measure it, and if it's 300 mil, which is the minimum legal size, I'm going to keep this fish because mangrove jack doesn't get much better, Harry.
Oh, mate, they're unreal, ain't they?
Yeah, so I'll measure it now. If it's over 300, I'm going to spike it, and that's the most important thing. You've got to spike fish, put them on ice, keep them fresh, especially up here in the heat. This is an important tool, Icky Jimmy Spike. Why spike fish? You kill them humanely and they taste so much better. So these are around about $15, a proper actual spike. And I'll show you, just down here, to spike any fish, all you do, a lot of people ask me how to do it, straightforward. Follow the gill plate all the way around. As it gets basically behind the eye, there's normally a soft spot. So gill plate all the way around, soft spot, 45-degree angle. Basically push it straight down. There you go, see it's just flinched. All the spikes went up, the fish went up. There you go. He's all nice and relaxed now. That there is spiked. Ready for the ice box. Wilderness Island. I love it. To find out more information about Fishing WA or just want to ask a question, like us on Facebook. Jack lives here. That is an absolute awesome ambush spot for mangrove jack. You've got the mangrove roots that come out. It's right on a sweeping bend and it's got basically that dark shadow over it. So it has to hold mangrove jack. Not one, I reckon many. So here we go. In goes a prawn. Give you a look at my rig a little bit later. Right there in that dark spot, the shadow. Feed a little bit of line. Make sure you've got a nice medium set drag. That's the circle hook I'm using, the new Extreme 4.0 circle hook. So you don't strike the fish like you do with a suicide hook. Let the fish pick up the bait, run with it. Pins them normally in the corner of the mouth. Sometimes I do take them down as well, but normally always in the corner.
Look at that.
Yeah, saw that.
That's a good one, Ryan, isn't it?
It's not a bad size. They do get up to sort of around 40s and 45s here, but 300 mil.
Yep, look at that.
It's still a keeper. Might be close, I reckon.
No, but they do bite hard down, don't they, and go.
And it's just a short quarter fight. What's short quarter? Basically, you throw your bait in or your lure in, you hook up, and within maybe half a minute, basically, it's all over.
Look at that. They actually got it hooked nicely there in the corner.
Yep, the circle hook's done its job, mate.
If I hold that so you can see they're a bit spiky. There you go. Right through there in the corner. It's done its job, the circle hook. Bit small, but I'll pull that one back in.
Yep, I'm on.
Yep.
You just released your fish, and then
That's
straight
it.
away I thought I'll quickly throw in another quick cheeky little cast. It's a bit
he's
similar
all right,
size to
isn't
yours.
he? Yeah, yeah.
Similar size. No doubt there's going to be some crackers in here,
I'm looking
sort of
for the big one.
400. We got requested by obviously Kim and Jim at Wilderness Island to bring back a feed of jacks. No complaints by us.
No, not at all.
Our last feed we had was in the Kimberleys, and that was just so sweet. Mangrove jack doesn't get
great
much better.
feed.
They eat well, and obviously generally what they eat is how they taste, and they're delicious. So I'll release this fish, get a bait back in the water, because I reckon with this tide turning, it's going to go off.
That's it.
Yep.
On again, Ryan.
On again.
And it's firing up, isn't it?
Yeah, it's certainly starting to fire. That it's basically peaked out the high. Now it's starting to obviously just slowly turn. That's when they should be on the bite, which they are. There's a lot of small jacks basically in amongst the mangroves. So normally they're big schools, but big schools are small ones, medium sized, and a few big ones as well. So that's what we're targeting. But undersized, quick release. Because I reckon.
Nicely in the hook on the side there.
Yeah, basically, actually on that note, we'll talk about that one. I agree, Harry. Some people say to me, what's go with circle hooks? Why not normal suicides? For that reason there, I'll just gently do it. Don't spot me. You can see right there, hooked in the corner of the mouth. That way you're going to get less gut hooking. So if you want to release fish, it's a lot better. But also if you want to keep fish, it's better because the fish hooks itself. So you've got more chance of landing fish on circle hooks over general suicide hooks. Off he or she goes, quick rebait, back in the water. Great Fishing WA TV series, you've seen us use the Extreme gear. Let me show you just some of the products. We've got the Extreme PE braid, very well priced, from brim braid all the way through to jewfish, awesome stuff. We've got the Extreme hooks, from skippy size all the way to jewfish, snapper, you name it, ultra sharp, ultra strong. We've got the metal slice, everyone loves metal slice there. From herring all the way up to tailor salmon size, great product. You always need leader, the Extreme leader. From low poundage all the way up to the heavy stuff there for offshore deep water fishing. If you're chasing jewfish or snapper, bulch and groper, the octo jig and the metal jig, all different sizes, different colours. This will get you a lot of reef fish. And now to the rods. The Fishing WA Extreme range is huge. From squidding to bottom bouncing, to trolling, to poppering, to jigging, you name it, we've got it. Very well priced, ultra light. Check them out at your nearest Extreme Tackle retailers or check them out online, extremetackle.com.au. All right, well the action's certainly hotting up, so before basically I completely forget, I'm actually going to show you in detail the rod, reel, the whole setup, which is so important. It's great to see us catch fish, but explaining it is so important on Fishing WA. So this one here is the Extreme rod. It's 6'6", 4 to 6 kilos, so you can run up to sort of 15, 20 pound, and what we're doing right now is 20 pound sort of stuff. So that one there is a great stick to use, and I think very well priced, under $200. The reel, Daiwa, one of my favourite brands, silky smooth drag system. That's the Caldea 3000 size. The braid itself, it's the extreme 20-pound braid. Comes in yellow, green and high vis green as well. Basically, all the way down to the business end. Basically, I've done a double. Why double it up? Thickens the diameter of the braid to make it stronger with the actual knot strength itself, right? So basically short bimini. That one there's back-to-back double uni and around about 1 metre of 50-pound fluorocarbon. Why fluoro? It's invisible in the water, great abrasion resistance, great for working lures or dropping in baits. Now, I'm going to show you basically how to do a loop knot and attach the actual hook and sinker. Okay, now down to the actual loop knot, which I'll show you in detail. These ones here, the extreme hooks, they come in the beak, which is a suicide style. This one here is the OC, which is basically a circle hook. From small to large, we're using the 4-0 right now. So, small little split shot you can use, or small little bally. I've got a little bally. Basically put the ball sinker on. Often there's a little bit of current, a little bit of push in or out going tide. So you always got to have some sort of sinker weight to get it down into the strike zone. All you do with the fluorocarbon is this. Do a loop, overhand knot, just like that. Then put it through the eye of the hook, like such. Back through now, that loop, as such. And all you do is pull that small loop itself, smaller now, just like that. Pull it down a little bit closer to the hook. So what you're seeing is basically that there. And now getting the tag end, wrapping it around, just like a normal blood knot. Back through that loop. There, it's a little bit hard to see it at home, but this one here, loop knot, plenty of spit. Fluorocarbon is quite sort of tough line, so you need to give a bit of lube. Pull it nice and tight. That's it, loop knot. Why loop knot? Allows the actual bait to look far more natural, especially if you're using a fillet mullet or prawn, what it may be. What I do is cut off the tag end. Don't throw it back in the water. On that note, the new Extreme snippers, they do mono, they do braid. Really do rate these. I used to actually have braid scissors and snippers. I always carry around 2 tools. That one does it all. Now, just a quick bit of bait and back into it. I'm on small one, Harry. Small jack, is it? Or brim? No. Little brim.
Little brim?
Little brim, this one here.
Oh, yeah.
You on as well?
Big hit, mate.
Good hit?
Yeah.
That one there is actually a northern yellowfin brim. Oh, you're on? Yep, good fish.
Yep. About the same size as your last one. They're all about the same. Oh, no. So
Yeah, it's better fish, mate.
what we got? Yes. I was actually just snagged up on one of the roots down there, and I finally got it off, and what happened?
There you go. Mangrove jack.
Once again, nicely in the corner.
Yep.
Easy release. We can see this one's a bit small. If it stops flapping around, it'd be good.
Okay, before I release the fish, I'll just show you those yellow fins there. You've got the anal fin, the side fins there, and the tail as well. So, undersized, not that we want to keep any brim, we're here for mangrove jack, but bycatch nonetheless. Pew, off he goes.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that's got a little bit harder.
We got Jackie boy.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's a decent jack.
Yeah. That was a bit more.
What?
That first,
another one as well behind him.
Bite,
brim.
they go so hard, don't they?
That's it,
Look
mate.
at
We've
that.
talked about it, close quarter fighting. It really is basically on for 30, 40 seconds. If you don't get them out of their mangrove roots hole, mate, you get done in.
Yeah,
That's a decent jack, mate.
Yeah, we should measure that one. Maybe that's dinner
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we've got muddies already. We've been told, obviously, back at the camp they've got a few muddies for us, so we'll bring back the mangrove jack.
That's it.
Put on the measuring stick, mate. It was over 300.
It's a keeper.
It's a keeper. This year we are giving away $2,000 worth of extreme tackle, as well as a Bradley 6-rack smoker valued at $1,200. To enter, all you have to do is like us on Facebook. Oh, gotcha. Oh, that's the jack.
You got a good one?
Yep. Come on, you're not getting in there. Yep. I can back it off now a little bit. The old ticker goes. They just hit so hard, Harry, like we've talked about. Whoa, there you go. Off he goes. Now that one there, it's a hard one. Sometimes you strike too early. Basically, you bring back your bait. If you let them swim too much with it, often they can run, eat the bait and spit it. The circle hook does do its job. That situation, I was going to give it a little bit more time, a little bit more line, as far as taking that slack through the water. I went, nah, I'll give it a hit. And yeah, he was well and truly hooked still, but just the last minute. So it didn't go right through the corner, just in the lip a little bit, but that's sports fish nonetheless. Rebait, back into it. All right, so I've got no love from that cast. Now it's so important to mix it up. When I say mix it up, you need to get right into that structure. So any of the overhang or rock ledges or banks where it drops away, as close as you can, the better. Now, if you're not getting any joy, keep on casting around different spots. So most times in the dark area, sometimes it can be just where the sunlight is nice and bright, but it looks fishy, mangrove roots. Put a cast a bit more to that overhang right there, into that dark bit of shady area. If I don't get a bite, it sounds impatient within like 10 seconds, probably actually wind it back up and either rebait it or recast. Okay, snaggeroonie. Now I've actually put the bait right on this edge, didn't even feel a bite, but he's picked it up, gone up a little bit and straight into the mangroves. So if you have a close look right through there, where it's super shallow, like maybe a foot of water, he's taken me, you can see with my line, straight into the mangroves, undetected. That's why they're such a hard fighter and a fun fish to catch, because it really is one-on-one, and there's no guarantees you're going to land any decent sized jack. And there you go, picked up the bait, in. So I'm going to snap it off. Oh, there you go. He's actually taken me into the timber, eaten my bait, and put me straight into the actual mangrove roots. The hook's now been opened up. I'll just replace that and revenge. Alright, so we've moved our way down a little bit, more to near the mouth now of this creek. With that outgoing tide, this should be the little ambush hidey hole of the mangrove jack. See how we go. Often if there's a good fish there, first cast, you should be into it. Very territorial of the mangrove jack, so they should be all over it. Small. Which valley? Little brassy. Right there, that nice overhang, like I mentioned before, so important. So it's that real rich green mangrove stuff that comes out. This stuff here is a little bit dead, normally not as productive. So that rich green mangrove roots coming out underneath, there'll be schools of them. It's only going to be about 2-3 metres of water, but there'll be schools. I'm not happy with that cast, I'm going to wind that up. You've got to be right in amongst those snags. Often you do snag up, but if you're not snagging, you're not bragging. About there, right in that dark water.
Oh, that's a big fight.
That's a good fish, Hazza.
Did you manage to get it out?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's it. That's a nice one, mate. Looks
Isn't that amazing?
Is it?
Yeah, that's a jack.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's good size.
Oh,
Is that dinner?
mate, the heart
Please
chicken's
make it
going. Yes. Well, we've got the muddies, mate, back at the camp. And fresh mangrove jack. I was told before I got to Wilderness Island that you eat well. Well, I think so. Have a look at that.
That's a nice one. Look at that. That's got to be like, oh, 35.
Oh, maybe a bit more, because one of the bigger ones we measured was about 38, so maybe a bit more, but a nice mangrove jack nonetheless. Yeah, it makes you about 38, I reckon. They fight so hard. Now, you may have seen back at home, he went straight into the mangrove roots. They really know what they're doing. They don't come out, they go in. And there you go, hooked right in the corner. Circle hook. Jim certainly knows his stuff. Often if you come to Wilderness Island, you can basically bring your own boat over like we've done with the Fishing WA boat, or they often do offer guiding services or help to where to get fish. Jim, you've got us onto the fish. Thank you very much. Wilderness Island, get yourself here.
Geez, Ryan, mate, you're on it again, man.
Mate, this place is absolutely going off. Certainly Jim knows his stuff, and he said basically work your way out, and that we did. As soon as I went slow at the other spot, straight to this deeper spot and into Mangrove Jack like that. We've actually hooked some bigger ones and lost them, but mate, decent feed nonetheless.
It is, and well, that'd be it for us for today.
That's right, we've got a very short trip back to our home of paradise, Wilderness Island.
Yeah. Sit back at the bar, mate.
Yeah, gotta love it. You've got to get yourself over there. I've heard all about it. Now to experience it, it is one place you must visit. So, well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Fishing WA.